Who uses this analysis?
If a company decides not to be transparent about its ESG.
It's bad in terms of investors making decisions. Anything that's been said publicly would be able to sort of see in our analysis.
Investors should be asking certain kind of questions about a company. How does it help?
Can I be a monosyllabic congenital throwback and ask you, what is AI?
So AI is...
Welcome to Talking Markets with me, Michael Wilson, and my good friend David Buik, veteran city commentator. And we're joined by Dr. Lucy Walton. Now, let's talk about artificial intelligence, if we may, more generally. I mean, clearly, it's in its infancy at the moment, and there's the same old thing like computers and robots. You know, rubbish in, rubbish out, same old thing, isn't it? But the thing with artificial intelligence is that it's bound to alter the workplace, isn't it, quite considerably? How do you think it'll alter the workplace? I mean, does management have now to step aside? And we want more plumbers?
Well, I think, there's been a lot of sort of hype in the media about, our jobs are going to be taken or what have you, but AI can really be a facilitative tool for a lot of businesses.
But it will be, won't it?
It will be, and it's already being used by the most like I was talking about, the timetabling and scheduling sort of aspects. Those are things that have been used for the last 20, 30 years. They're not new. So there are existing sort of tools that we take for granted, but the hype really at the moment is around the generative AI approaches. So using chatbots to facilitate sort of things that we're doing in the workplace. So it might be a case of using this to create content for marketing stories, for example. So it can be very broad in its range of use cases. But I think it's about skilling up the employees that we already have to be able to utilise some of these tools.
But could it take your job, for example?
You're always going to need humans in the loop.
What role do you think they have?
So it's very important to have humans in the loop to be able to spot
point people in the right direction, sort of type thing.
It's about validating the data.
Okay.
So remember, an AI, one of the limitations of AI is it's not able to, it doesn't have empathy. It's not able to spot mistakes in the same way as a human would be able to do. So it's really important to overlay humans in the layer to be able to verify that things are working as they should.
I mean, the general consensus of opinion with the US stock market during the course of the last probably 18 months is that so much is riding on Nvidia, more recently Apple, Microsoft, Meta, and I suppose I could go on, with Amazon and various people. Do you think that AI is too focused on these huge companies, or is it much more diverse than that, and will lots of little companies come up like your own? Like mushrooms growing, which will provide add-on value to the overall structure?
I think so. I mean, the benefits of a startup is they're incredibly agile. So we're able to sort of adapt in a speedy way. But these are the biggest companies in the world. They have massive amount to invest in new technology and AI. And we're already seeing them as, leading, sort of the new sort of models that we're applying all of the time. So, I think, that we saw Nvidia sort of overtaking Microsoft in June as the most valuable company for the first time.
$3 trillion, yeah. These people really stand out like Felicia beacons. I mean, the Nvidias, the Metas, the Microsofts and Apples. Too much power? First question.
Well, I think definitely if we think about sort of this sort of essential, elements, earth elements that are required for chips that are basically underlying our AI technology, there is a massive sort of concern about that in terms of, how that gets distributed ethically. And sort of around competition between these different companies as well. So I think it's something that we are going to be grappling with for,
Do you think the regulators are on top of it?
So regulators are already taking action. We've seen the EU introduce the AI Act, which has obviously come into force in August. So I think all of those things are starting to turn things and ensure that AI is better regulated.
And you can listen to the full version of that podcast wherever you get your podcasts from.